Manual scavenging is an age-old practice in India and many parts of South Asia. The Indian government since independence has made various efforts to end this degrading practice. While the first central law prohibiting manual scavenging in the country was enacted in 1993, steps towards eradication of this practice date back to early 1950s.
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने ये वादा कर लिया हमने.
One of the first cities to ban manual scavenging was a small municipality of Gobichettipalayam in Tamil Nadu. Since then, there have been numerous efforts including the recently enacted prohibition of employment as manual scavengers and the Rehabilitation Act in 2013. This act defines manual scavenging as manually cleaning, carrying, disposing of, or otherwise handling in any manner human excreta in an insanitary latrine or in an open drain or pit into which the human excreta from the insanitary latrines is disposed of, or on a railway track or in such other spaces or premises before the excreta fully decomposes. Eradication of manual scavenging is also one of the key objectives of the Swachh Bharat mission. Looking at the definition of manual scavenging, it is important for urban local bodies to understand that manual scavenging could occur in numerous situations. For instance, since our dependence on on-site sanitation grows, cities will need robust systems to ensure emptying of septic tanks. This activity is often done manually and hence also comes under the purview of the definition of manual scavenging. Now, let us look at each of the areas where manual scavenging could occur. Manual cleaning of open defecation spots in the city, emptying of on-site sanitation systems such as septic tanks, manual cleaning of sewer lines and manholes, cleaning of public toilets, cleaning excreta from insanitary or dry latrines. To eradicate manual scavenging, each of these situations must be addressed systematically with a range of interventions. A condition that may lead to manual scavenging is in the case of manual cleaning of open defecation or OD spots. While many cities have been declared free of open defecation, many others are striving to achieve this status. Open defecation in cities typically happens on open plots, street sides and footpaths. These sites that also come under the street sweeping purview of urban local body or ULB, which are cleaned manually. While cities need to ensure that all settlements are free from open defecation, all such OD spots need to be cleaned mechanically. Recognizing this issue, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation uses manure lifting machine. It is crucial to ensure that all on-site sanitation systems or OSS such as septic tanks are emptied mechanically. Most cities either lack or have inadequate desludging machines in absence of a regulated privatized system. Households have to resort to desludging by informal workers. Many private contractors provide septic tank cleaning service in many cases. Informal workers are employed for cleaning the tanks by residential societies, which may potentially lead to the act of manual scavenging. It is also observed that the ULB staff does not use protective gear while clearing septic tanks and pits, resulting in contact with effluent and in some cases sludge. ULBs should prepare an inventory of such properties which are not connected to underground drainage system and rely on various types of OSS. Its capacity compliance with standards of construction and frequency of cleaning. ULBs could then either enhance its own capacity in terms of machines and staff or impanel private sector operators.
Urban local bodies can do four things. One, empanel the private sector, because in many cities and towns there are new or startups, or there are people already involved into emptying of septic tanks. So based on their capacity, based on their experience, one can empanel them. Second thing is to see what kind of equipments they have, what kind of mechanized tools, because the Manual Scavenging Act very clearly says you cannot use manual methods. You have to have mechanized systems. So check what kind of equipments they have. The third thing is to check what kind of safety gears they have, because that also becomes very important. If you need to empty the tanks, you need to have equipments, you need to have safety gears on the people who are actually working on the site. And the fourth very important thing is their capacity building, their training becomes very, very important. And the fifth I would add here is the occupational hazards. Whether you have systems of looking after their health, looking after their well-being is also to be added by the urban local body.
All ULBs should train its own staff and that of the private contractors to follow the standard operating procedure for septage management. Monitoring of private contractors involved in desludging and ensuring that they are penalized for not using necessary precautionary measures is important. While on-site sanitation facilities are emerging in cities, the existing sewerage networks are often cleaned manually. The sewer network in most cities is crumbling due to age and additional load owing to increasing population density. In core cities or old parts of cities, large or even medium-sized vehicles are unable to reach the areas due to very narrow streets. Mechanized cleaning and maintenance in such scenario is a challenge. It is also seen that after cleaning the sewers, private contractors often leave the silt near the manholes, which is potentially harmful, and any human contact with this silt may violate the act. ULBs should ensure that a worker enters the sewerage network or the sewerage manhole only if no other option is available. In case a human has to enter the sewerage network, he or she should fully comply with the guidelines in the CPHEEO manual. This includes wearing safety gears of gloves, boots and mask along with assistance. Manual cleaning of sewer lines is also adopted in other developed countries. However, workers in Hong Kong, Melbourne, Paris and others have been given a waterproof full-body suit attached with oxygen cylinders. In Malaysia, the Indah Water Consortium, which is Malaysia's national sewerage company, conducts a confined space training for authorized entrant and standby person. Cleaning of fecal matter in public toilets is another area where manual scavenging may potentially occur. Most public toilets across the city are challenged by strong operation and maintenance systems and faulty designs. Even audits of public toilets across numerous cities of India, the Urban Management Centre, an NGO based in Ahmedabad, has observed fecal matter strewn across public toilets. In many cases, fecal matter was found on the floor in the common areas of the facility. Cleaning of facilities in such cases may lead to manual scavenging. The cleaning staff at public toilets usually uses a long broom and metal or wooden plates to clean fecal matter from the floor of public conveniences. In some cases, mud is dumped over the fecal matter and left to decompose before being removed using brooms and metal plates. Many cleaners pour water over the fecal matter using buckets and use a wet broom to direct the matter towards a surface drain or in squatting pans. Despite the presence of a public or community toilet, people, especially children, defecate in the open due to absence of child-friendly design and lack of maintenance. This is another area where manual scavenging happens. The ULB should ensure that the cleaners of public and community toilets are provided with sufficient safety gears to protect them. Standard operating procedure for operation and maintenance of public and community toilets should be included in the contract terms by every ULB. Training sessions should be held for the cleaners on safe toilet cleaning methods. At the same time, there should be clear instructions and graphics to explain users on the correct use of toilets. The most commonly known situation where manual scavenging occurs is in the cleaning and emptying of insanitary latrines or dry latrines. ULBs should identify all such insanitary or dry latrines and urgently replace them with pore flush toilets which are connected to the sewer network or to OSS. It is important to hold trainings for contractors, masons and various engineering and architectural associations in the city on national building code norms and keep them updated. Similarly, private players and ULB employees engaged in fecal sludge management should be trained. IEC campaigns for general public emphasizing on the ills of open defecation, information on impaneled service providers for desludging services is important. Addressing all such areas where manual scavenging could potentially occur is indeed a challenge. But it is not as if we had an option. These measures have to be taken at the earliest and to ensure that the workforce engaged in the sanitation sector is also safeguarded. Prevention of manual scavenging in cities. Identify and replace each insanitary latrine into pore flush latrines connected with an underground sewer system or to a septic tank. Establish a system for safe and regular desludging of septic tanks in the city. Train all staff of the city and of the contractors on following standard operating procedures for cleaning of public conveniences and for fecal sludge and septage management. Mechanize cleaning of public conveniences, underground sewerage system and open defecation spots.
जाग उठेंगे भाग्य हमारे, स्वच्छ बनेगा ये भारत।